Well, Cuphead and his Pelma man, they like to roll the dice. Since they came on Game's game.
What's your worst habit that refuses to fail you? I have this terrible habit of never preparing for presentations. And I mean never. Class presentation, wing it. Group project, my part's done in my head. Speech in front of 200 people, I'll figure it out when I get up there. My teachers thought I didn't care. My mom literally begged me to practice just once. But here's the thing, it kept working. I'd walk up there, say whatever came to mind, and somehow pull off an A-. So why waste time rehearsing? Then junior year hits, and they announce it. The regional speech competition. Top 3 winners get full scholarships to any state university. Lose, you get nothing. The entire auditorium goes silent. This wasn't some classroom presentation. This was your entire future on the line. Everyone lost their mind. Kids were writing speeches 2 months early, hiring coaches, recording themselves and watching it back. My friend Lainey practiced her speech so much she could recite it backwards. I'm talking, she'd wake up at 5 a.m. to rehearse in front of her mirror. Then after school, then before bed. Memorized every pause, every hand gesture, every facial expression. She had backup speeches in case she forgot. Backup speeches. Meanwhile, I'm telling myself, yeah, I'll write something. Plenty of time. 3 weeks before, I started binge watching this new series. Finished 2 seasons in 4 days. My mom asked if I'd started my speech. Almost done. I lied. I hadn't written a single word. 2 weeks before, my cousin had a birthday party all day. Did I skip it to work on my speech? No, I was there eating cake for 6 hours. Came home in a food coma. Took a nap. 1 week before, I finally sat down with my laptop open. Notes ready. Timer set. This was it. I was locked in. Then I remembered I hadn't checked social media all day. Just a quick scroll. I told myself. 3 hours later, I'd watched 200 videos and learned absolutely nothing useful. Still no speech. 3 days before, my friend Lainey asked to hear my speech so we could give each other feedback. It's not ready yet, I said. She looked at me like I told her I was planning to show up naked. The competition is in 3 days, I shrugged. I work better under pressure. The night before, I'm sitting at my desk, blank document open, cursor blinking, ready to write this masterpiece. Then my gaming console caught my eye. Just one quick match to clear my head. I thought 1 match turned into 15. Suddenly it's 3 a.m. and I've written exactly 1 sentence. Good evening, everyone. That's it. That's all I have. I went to bed thinking, well, there go my college dreams. Morning of the competition, I show up running on 3 hours of sleep and desperation. No speech, no notes, no plan, just pure panic and the vague idea that I talk about overcoming challenges or something. I walk into the venue and it's chaos. Lainey's in the corner doing breathing exercises and mouthing her speech. Another kid, Felix, is literally shaking, holding cue cards with his hands trembling so bad. Students, what's your worst habit that refuses to fail you? I have this terrible habit of never preparing for presentations. And I mean never. Class presentation, wing it. Group project, my part's done in my head. Speech in front of 200 people, I'll figure it out when I get up there. My teachers thought I didn't care. My mom literally begged me to practice just once. But here's the thing, it kept working. I'd walk up there, say whatever came to mind, and somehow pull off an A-. So why waste time rehearsing? Then junior year hits and they announce it. The regional speech competition. Top 3 winners get full scholarships to any state university. Lose, you get nothing. The entire auditorium was silent. This wasn't some classroom presentation. This was your entire future on the line. Everyone lost their mind. Kids were writing speeches 2 months early, hiring coaches, recording themselves and watching it back. My friend Lainey practiced her speech so much she could recite it backwards. I'm talking, she'd wake up at 5 a.m. to rehearse in front of her mirror. Then after school, then before bed. Memorized every pause, every hand gesture, every facial expression. She had backup speeches in case she forgot. Backup speeches. Meanwhile, I'm telling myself, yeah, I'll write something. Plenty of time. 3 weeks before, I started binge watching this new series. Finished 2 seasons in 4 days. My mom asked if I'd start my speech. Almost done. I lied. I hadn't written a single word. 2 weeks before, my cousin had a birthday party all day. Did I skip it to work on my speech? No, I was there eating cake for 6 hours. Came home in a food coma. Took a nap. 1 week before, I finally sat down with my laptop open. Notes ready. Timer set. This was it. I was locked in. I remembered I hadn't checked social media all day. Just a quick scroll. I told myself. 3 hours later,
Are you wearing the white polo t-shirt?
nothing useful. Still no speech. 3 days before, my friend Lainey asked to hear my speech so we could give each other feedback. It's not ready yet, I said. She looked at me like I told her I was planning to show up naked. The competition is in 3 days, I shrugged. I work better under pressure. The night before, I'm sitting at my desk, blank document open, cursor blinking, ready to write this masterpiece. Then my gaming console caught my eye. Just one quick match to clear my head. I thought 1 match turned into 15. Suddenly it's 3 a.m. and I've written exactly 1 sentence. Good evening, everyone. That's it. That's all I have. I went to bed thinking, well, there go my college dreams. Morning of the competition, I show up running on 3 hours of sleep and desperation. No speech, no notes, no
What?
panic, and the vague idea that I talk about overcoming challenges or something. I walk into the venue and it's chaos. Lainey's in the corner doing breathing exercises and mouthing her speech. Another kid, Felix, is literally shaking, holding cue cards with his hands trembling so bad. Students, what's your worst habit that refuses to fail you? I have this terrible habit of never preparing for presentations. And I mean never. Class presentation, wing it. Group project, my part's done in my head. Speech in front of 200 people, I'll figure it out when I get up there. My teachers thought I didn't care. My mom literally begged me to practice just once. But here's the thing, it kept working. I'd walk up there, say whatever came to mind, and somehow pull off an A-. So why waste time rehearsing? Then junior year hits and they announce it. The regional speech competition. Top 3 winners get full scholarships to any state university. Lose, you get nothing. The entire auditorium was silent. This wasn't some classroom presentation. This was your entire future on the line. Everyone lost their mind. Kids were writing speeches 2 months early, hiring coaches, recording themselves and watching it back. My friend Lainey practiced her speech so much she could recite it backwards. I'm talking, she'd wake up at 5 a.m. to rehearse in front of her mirror. Then after school, then before bed. Memorized every pause, every hand gesture, every facial expression. She had backup speeches in case she forgot. Backup speeches. Meanwhile, I'm telling myself, yeah, I'll write something. Plenty of time. 3 weeks before, I started binge watching this new series. Finished 2 seasons in 4 days. My mom asked if I started.
What?
Done. I lied. I hadn't written a single word. 2 weeks before, my cousin had a birthday party all day. Did I skip it to...
expensive. I added free shipping. Is this budget keyboard better than loading? This is the Alma 68HE. It has all effect magnetic switches. You can literally control how sensitive each key is. For the price, this is a great wall effect keyboard. And if it still feels a little expensive, I added free shipping. Is this budget keyboard better than loading? This is the Alma 68HE. It has all effect magnetic switches. You can literally control how sensitive each key is. For the price, this is a
What?
great wall effect keyboard. And if it still feels a little expensive, I added
What
free
the?
shipping. Is this budget keyboard better than loading? This is the Alma 68HE. It has all effect magnetic switches. You can literally control how sensitive each key is. For the price, this is a great wall effect keyboard. And if it still feels a little expensive, I added free shipping.
Bro, I can't hit it.
Here's a real high-class sound. It's on.
When did the overpower? Like, in what sense did the overpower?
Genuinely, it's in the most perfect spot. Really?
What you doing there, Jack? Oh, thank God. Very sticky indeed. Did I make a bad time? Aren't you supposed to be submissive and agreeable? I'm right behind you, aren't I? Tactical roll. I don't got to explain diddly squat. That did by yours truly. It's either shoot or get shot. This is a loaded gun.
Dude, there's like no way to possibly beat this without getting hit, bro.
Here's buttons and have fun.
Oh, thank God. See, there's one more. Let's go. That's better. Very sticky indeed. Did I pick a bad time? Aren't you supposed to be submissive and agreeable? I'm right behind you, aren't I? Tactical roll.
He stood there on the ground just rolling. Are we for real?
You're on.
Bro, I have not seen you since communications we graduated, bro. How you doing? Yeah.
Good day for a swell.
Bro, I just changed my username. Hold on. Oh, Greg Carter 67. Bro, I just changed my username. Hold on. Oh, Greg Carter 67. Bro, I just changed my username. Hold on. Oh, Greg Carter 67. Bro, I just changed my username. Hold on. Oh, Greg Carter 67. Bro, I just changed my username. Hold on. Oh, Greg Carter 67. Bro, I just changed my username. Hold on. Oh, Greg Carter 67.
A lot of you guys don't know the difference between
Holy crap, there's so much baseballs.
kids. Freshman year. It was the last period of the day, middle of May, and we were outside doing the mile run. Hot day, everybody sweating, whatever, it happens. Come back inside to stretch, and my gym teacher, quietly, goes, all right, somebody needs to hit the showers because it is not okay in here. The whole class starts looking around. And then my best friend next to me just very slowly takes one small step inside, away from me. I wanted to actually die. I showered that morning. I had deodorant on. I did everything I was supposed to do, and I still got aired out in front of everybody by a gym teacher in front of 40 people. Went home and told my older brother, and he didn't even feel bad for me. He just goes, yeah, that's swamp ass. That's been you for a while, bro, for a while. He explains that when you've got too much hair down there, sweat just locks into it and sits there all day. Doesn't matter how clean you are going into the day. By the time third period hits, it's already over. I was ready to just suffer through it forever because a razor anywhere near that area was never going to happen. Then he showed me this. This is a nick and cut-free body trim. It is literally designed so the blade cannot make contact with your skin. You can run it anywhere on your body, and you will not get a single cut. I use it on my crack, my boys, my armpits, my...
Are we for real? Are we for real 3 times in a row?
Ever told one tiny lie that completely changed your life? During my first week at a new job, I accidentally nodded when my manager asked if I had experience with Excel macros. I barely used Excel beyond basic spreadsheets, but everyone was staring at me in that conference room, and I panicked. Yeah, I've worked with it before, I mumbled, figuring I could watch a quick tutorial later. The next morning, my manager dropped a massive project on my desk. Since you're our macro expert, I need you to automate our entire quarterly reporting system by Friday. My stomach dropped. This wasn't something I could learn from a 10-minute YouTube video. Instead of coming clean, I stayed in the office until midnight for 3 straight nights, frantically learning Excel from scratch. I joined online forums using a fake name to ask embarrassingly basic questions. When coworkers walked by, I'd quickly switch screens to look like I was confidently coding. By Thursday, my eyes were bloodshot. I'd consumed dangerous amounts of coffee, and I had somehow cobbled together a working macro that barely functioned. The situation escalated when my manager was so impressed that she mentioned my expertise to the CEO during a company-wide meeting. We're lucky to have found someone with such specialized skills, she announced as I sank lower in my chair. The CEO immediately perked up. Perfect. You can lead the training session for the executive team next month. My life flashed before my eyes as everyone applauded. Soon, coworkers from other departments started emailing me Excel questions. I created elaborate excuses to buy time while frantically researching their issues at night. I need to consider the optimal approach, I replied professionally, while actually having no idea what they were talking about. My apartment transformed into an Excel shrine. Books, sticky notes, and printouts covered every surface. I canceled dates, missed family gatherings, and once fell asleep. Ever told one tiny lie that completely changed your life? During my first week at a new job... Hey babe, are you ready for Valentine's Day?
Madison?
Oh gee, wait. Oh crap, this is not supposed to go to you.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, I just wanted to give my new BF a little gift. Since
You
Valentine's
can't
Day
even
is coming up.
be real.
Yeah, he's so much better than you were.
That's cool.
He also treats me better than you ever did.
That's good to hear.
Wait, so you don't care?
Let's get this show on the road. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get this show on the road.
Can I find Earth from ton 618, which is 18 billion light years?
Say in court that made you burst out laughing. When my daughter was 16, she got rear-ended by a drunk driver while stopped at a red light. The guy was clearly wasted, failed 3 sobriety tests, but somehow his expensive lawyer was trying to blame my daughter for the accident. The crash left her with a concussion and whiplash. She missed 2 weeks of school and had to quit her job at the local coffee shop because she couldn't handle the physical demands anymore. But this lawyer was determined to prove she was somehow at fault. During the deposition, he kept asking the same questions over and over, trying to confuse her or get her to contradict herself. My daughter has always been sharp, but head injuries can affect your memory, so I was worried about how she'd handle his aggressive tactics. The lawyer starts with this condescending tone. Now, Miss Johnson,
I died from that? Are we dead serious?
Let's talk about your alleged injury.
It's on the ground, my dude.
Actually, they showed up on my CT scan, but I'm not a doctor. Are you? I'm asking the questions here, young lady. Right, but you just asked me if concussions are impossible to prove, and I'm telling you mine was proven by medical imaging. So either you don't understand how CT scans work, or you're asking questions you already know the answers to just to waste everyone's time. Our lawyer was trying not to smile. The other guy was getting flustered. Miss Johnson, isn't it true that you've been milking these so-called injuries for attention and to get out of school? Yes, because nothing says fun teenage experience like massive headaches, memory problems, and having to quit the job I love. I definitely gave myself a concussion just to miss my AP chemistry test. The sarcasm was thick, and even the court reporter was stifling a laugh. But the lawyer wasn't done. He pulled out a photo on his phone and showed it to her. This is a picture from your Instagram account posted 3 days after the accident. You're smiling. If you were really injured, would you be posting happy photos? My daughter looked at the photo, then back at him with this completely deadpan expression. Say in court that made you burst out laughing. When my daughter was 16, she got rear-ended by a drunk driver while stopped at a red light. The guy was clearly wasted, failed 3 sobriety tests, but somehow his expensive lawyer was trying to blame my daughter for the accident. The crash left her with a concussion and whiplash. She missed 2 weeks of school and had to quit her job at the local coffee shop because she couldn't handle the physical demands anymore. But this lawyer was determined to prove she was somehow at fault. During the deposition, he kept asking the same questions over and over, trying to confuse her or get her to contradict herself. My daughter has always been sharp, but headed. My girlfriend said, "You don't have to come to everything with me. It's kind of suffocating." So I stopped going. Then I stopped inviting her to mine. She panicked when my whole life started happening without her. Nadia and I had been together almost 3 years. I loved doing things together. Concerts, dinners, her friend's birthday, my cousin's cookout. If she was going, I wanted to be there. If I was going, she was my plus one. She used to love that about me. Then about 2 months ago, she got invited to her coworker's housewarming, and I asked what time we were heading over. She sighed. "Actually, I think I'm going to go alone." "Oh, everything okay?" "Yeah, it's just you don't have to come to every single thing with me. It's kind of suffocating." That word landed different than she thought it would. Got it. She went to the party. I stayed home and didn't text her once. She came back at midnight buzzing about how fun it was. I listened, nodded, said I was glad she had a good time. That weekend, her friend Priya was throwing a dinner. Nadia mentioned it Wednesday. Priya's doing a thing Saturday. Should be fun. I didn't ask if I was invited. She didn't offer. Saturday came. She got
Let's
dressed and looked at me like she was waiting for
go.
something. "You're not coming? You said I don't need to come to everything." "I didn't mean it's cool. Have fun." She left. I called my buddy Owen and we hit a new bar downtown. Didn't mention it to her. Sunday, my coworker Trent invited me to a rooftop thing for his girlfriend's birthday. I went alone. Nadia was home when I got back. "Where'd you go?" "Trent's girlfriend's birthday." "You didn't tell me about that." "Didn't think you'd want to come. Didn't want to be suffocated." She stared at me but didn't push it. 2 weeks later, my cousin Gio was having an engagement party. Nadia and I had gone to every family event together since month 4. She found out about it from my mom's Instagram story. "Your cousin got engaged and you didn't tell me?" "I'm going Saturday." "Alone?" "Yeah, figured you'd want your space." "I never said I wanted space from your family. You said I would." My girlfriend said, "You don't have to come to everything with me. It's kind of suffocating." So I stopped going. Then I stopped inviting her to mine. She panicked when my whole life started happening without her. Nadia and I had been together almost 3 years. I loved doing things together. Concerts, dinners, her friend's birthday, my cousin's cookout. If she was going, I wanted to be there. If I was going, she was my plus one. She
Trying to
used
do
to
this
love
guy
that
an
about me. Then about 2
expert
months
is
ago,
like
she
one
got
of the
invited to her
hardest
coworker's
things you'll ever
housewarming,
do.
and I asked what time we were heading over. She sighed. "Actually, I think I'm going to go alone." "Oh, everything okay?"
For some
"Yeah,
reason, I
it's just you don't have to
cannot
come to
stand
every single thing with me. It's kind of suffocating." That word
I'm on
landed different than she
Nintendo.
thought it would. Got it. She went to the party. I
I
stayed home and
literally
didn't text her
cannot.
once. She came back at midnight buzzing about how fun it was. I listened, nodded, said I was glad she had a good time. That weekend, her friend Priya was throwing a dinner. Nadia mentioned it Wednesday. Priya's doing a thing Saturday. Should be fun. I didn't ask if I was invited. She didn't offer. Saturday came. She got dressed and looked at me like she was waiting for something. "You're not coming? You said I don't need to come to everything." "I didn't mean it's cool. Have fun." She left. I called my buddy Owen and we hit a new bar downtown. Didn't mention it to her. Sunday, my coworker Trent invited me to a rooftop thing for his girlfriend's birthday. I went
I
alone.
hate
Nadia was
stuff
home when I got back. "Where'd you go?" "Trent's girlfriend's birthday." "You didn't tell me about that." "Didn't think you'd want to come. Didn't want to be suffocated." She stared at me but didn't push it. 2 weeks later, my cousin Gio was having an engagement party. Nadia and I had gone to every family event together since month 4. She found out
I
about it
hate
from my
this
mom's
little
Instagram
bird,
story.
bro.
"Your cousin got engaged and you
Birds.
didn't tell me." "I'm going Saturday." "Alone?" "Yeah, figured you'd want your space." "I never said I wanted space from your family. You said I would." My girlfriend said, "You don't have to come to everything."
Like, do you see this, man?
So I stopped going. Then I stopped inviting her to mine. She panicked when my whole life started happening without her. Nadia and I had been together almost 3 years.
Like,
I
that's
loved
so
doing
annoying.
things together. Concerts.
I lost all of my HP on that face.
Help! He's trying to kidnap this little girl! Help! She's my daughter. I'm not falling for that one. Somebody call the cops. This man is trying to snatch this girl. He was scaring her. And he was scaring her. And you the one who
Oh, what touched me?
You're safe, okay? He's attacking me! I'll tell you. She's my daughter. What's wrong with you? You're scaring her. Mom's running away. Don't let him leave. This maniac belongs behind bars. And then when I intervened, he attacked her. What's the point here? You guys both are done.
What's it like? She's my daughter.
Don't tell me you believe that. How can you believe her that?
You're serious. She went to her father's.
See, she's terrified of him.
It's autistic. She can't look me in the eye. Especially if she's scared about her red takes and some crazy one.
Oh, how convenient for you. Literally, he's lying. Sir, use your head.
You can't really prove that she's your daughter. So what's not? Let's take my daughter to the park. Not the DMV.
Told you. He's a criminal. He needs to be in jail.
I'm going to have to ask you to come with me to the station and answer some questions. You take me. Sir. It's okay.
Skill. Let me mini play.
Fine. Just go with Daddy, okay? I'll be right back. You can't possibly take me somewhere that your parents are. Jen, what are you doing? I don't know. I feel emotional. Yeah, it's next level.
Shoot.
Why is he just camping? Why is he just camping here, bro? Like he was just chilling on my side. I can't do about it. If he does that, I'm just gonna reset. I don't care if I'm on the last phase, bro. With 3 HP, if he does that, I'm just resetting the entire damn fight. Cause what the hell is that, man?
It's fine.
You're genuinely telling me he shoots there. I'm not even close to there, bro.
I was sitting in my calculus final when Professor Davies walked up to my desk. She didn't say anything, just stood there. The entire room went quiet. Can you come with me? She said. My mind was blank. I followed her into the hallway. I need to see your phone, she said. What? Why? Someone reported that you'd been looking at your lap during the exam. I pulled out my phone and handed it to her. She scrolled through it. My heart was pounding now because I knew she wouldn't find anything. But everyone in that room thought I was a cheater. There's nothing here, she admitted. But 3 students reported seeing you look down repeatedly. I was looking at my calculator. It's on my lap because there's no desk space. She stared at me. Come back to the room. We walked back in. Every single person was watching. She went to the front and I sat down. My hands were shaking. I couldn't even read the questions anymore. I tried to focus, but my mind kept racing. This exam was 40% of my grade. I needed an A to keep my scholarship. Without my scholarship, I couldn't afford next semester. I forced myself to work through the problems, but I kept making stupid mistakes because my hands wouldn't stop shaking. The clock hit 0. Everyone passed their tests forward. Professor Davies collected them without looking at me. Can I speak to you? I said as people filed out. My office. 10 minutes. I waited in the hallway. My study group walked past. Angela, Will, and Drew. We've been meeting twice a week all semester. Angela didn't look at me. Will smirked. Drew stared straight ahead. Something was very wrong. I walked to her office. She was on the phone. She gestured for me to sit. I heard her say academic integrity and formal investigation, and my chest got tight. She hung up. I reviewed the seating chart, and she said, the 3 students who reported you are all in your study group. She paused. They requested to be moved away from you before this exam 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, right after I scored higher than all of them on the midterm exam. Why would they? This is a curved exam, she said. If I invalidate your test...
Dude, like there's no fucking way.
What does invalidate mean? It means you get a 0. Your score doesn't count, but I didn't cheat. I believe you, but I have 3 written statements that say otherwise. I have to follow protocol. There will be a hearing with the dean. When?
Oh my god, dude. Like this guy camping my entire fucking side, bro.
Her name was all over those 5.
I was always curious to see what it would take to make my husband snap. Then I found out the hard way. Jason is the calmest person I've ever met. In 12 years of marriage, I've never seen him raise his voice. Not when someone rear-ended his truck. Not when a contractor scammed us out of $8,000. He just breathes, stays steady, figures it out. Our daughter Crystal is 8. She's blind. Has a guide dog named Luna, a golden retriever trained specifically for her. She's Crystal's eyes. Crystal's safety. Crystal's best friend. We were at the park one Saturday when it happened. Crystal was sitting on a bench with Luna's harness in her hand. Jason got up and kissed my forehead. Going to the bathroom. Be back in 5 minutes. He walked away. That's when he showed up. A woman and her son. The boy looked about 10. He spotted Luna immediately and ran over. Mom, look at his dog. He was already reaching for Luna before I could say anything. Can I pet her? Luna hesitated. Technically, you're not supposed to pet service dogs while they're working, but Crystal doesn't get many people wanting to interact with her. Kids usually stare or avoid her completely. Maybe they could be friends. Sure. The boy dropped to his knees and started petting Luna, grabbing at her fur. Gentle, I said. She's a working dog. He ignored me. Grabbed Luna's ear. Cold. I said gentle. The mom walked up. Sorry, he just loves dogs. We've been wanting to get him one, but they're expensive. It's okay. She watched her son yank Luna's ear and didn't correct him. Most dogs bite him. How'd you get her so calm? She's a service dog, specially trained. I said calmly. Oh wow, for what? She's a guide dog, I responded. For my daughter. She's blind. The woman stopped smiling, looked at Crystal. She doesn't look blind. I felt my jaw tighten. Excuse me? I'm just saying. She's looking right at me. I did a double take. Are you serious? The boy looked up at Crystal, waved his hand in front of her face. Hello? Earth to weirdo? Don't do that, I said. He did it again. Closer. Almost touched her nose. Crystal flinched. Mommy? Stop it, I said. Firmer now. The boy laughed. She's faking. Mom. The woman tilted her head. You know, he might be right. Kids fake stuff all the time for attention. The boy stood up, still holding Luna's collar. If she's really blind, she doesn't know. Blind people use sticks. He looked at his mom. The woman looked at him, then Luna, then at Crystal. Something shifted in her eyes. You know, my son is autistic. He should have this dog. Before I could even respond, the boy yanked Luna's collar. Come on, dog. You're mine now. Crystal felt the pull. Gripped the harness tighter. No, Luna, stay. Let go, weirdo. The boy pulled harder. Mommy, I turned to the kid. Get your hands off the dog now. That's when a man I didn't recognize walked over. Big guy, polo shirt. What's going on, honey? The woman looked at him. share the dog. Evan looked at Luna, at Crystal. Just give us the dog. Evan wants it. Scared of the dog. No, just let her. Don't be difficult. Crystal's voice sounded small. Mommy, what's happening? The woman leaned down toward her. What's happening, sweetie? We're taking your dog. It's your mind from being blind. Crystal started crying. Silent tears running down her face. I looked around. Two people on a bench nearby. A jogger passing. Nobody helped. Back off now! I yelled. Kevin grabbed my arm. Don't hit the kid. I started fighting. Get your hand off me. The kid grabbed Luna's collar with both hands and started dragging her. No! Crystal screamed. Luna! The woman ripped the harness out of Crystal's hands. Luna yelled. Crystal's hands reached out into nothing, grabbing at air. Luna! Where are you? I tried to move, but the man was holding me tight. The kid was laughing. Stupid boy. I don't deserve a dog. Crystal was sobbing. Mommy, help! I can't see. Where's Luna? Then I heard it. Footsteps. Fast. Heavy. Jason. He didn't say a word. I was always curious to see what it would take to make my husband snap. Then I found out the hard way. Jason is the calmest person I've ever met.
Oh my God, that was.
Never seen him raise his voice. Not when someone rear-ended his truck. Not when a contractor scammed us out of $8,000. He just breathes, stays steady, figures it out. Our daughter Crystal is 8. She's blind. Has a guide dog named Luna. A golden retriever trained specifically for her. She's Crystal's eyes. Where were you last night?
I'm going back to the start this plan. How do you know Heartland decided to launch?
Are we deadpan serious? I hit A, it doesn't let me jump? You're just denying my jump, bro? What are we doing here? And then you're denying my shot. Yeah, man, sure.
Plugging it in 3.
Somebody asked me to come.
I'm Abby.
Exactly.
You are so funny.
Could you say it with a little more gusto? That's better.
No way, Jose.
Let me up, hello? Why is there like 3 clouds out of 20?
Jackpot, jackpot, jackpot. Jackpot, jackpot, jackpot.
Spawn directly on me, by the way. Impossible to react to.
It is a bag of chips.
I really wonder what actually hit me.
May I ask why you calling? One, two, three. Let's see what happened. Someone must have broken TikTok because this copper bracelet just dropped 50% in price. But it's definitely not an ordinary bracelet. It's made of 100% pure copper, and it even has 4. Can you say it with a little more gusto?
Wow, Kane. You are so funny.
Could you say it with a little more gusto?
Wow, Kane. You are so funny.
Could you say it with a little more gusto?
Command 55.
Wow, Kane. You are so funny.